Hello, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Just celebrated my 20th year. It has been the best journey in crafting that I have ever had. And Stampin' Up indeed is a wonderful company whose products are spot on and come out with new and innovative things all the time. I want to share with you today this cute cactus card that I made using the Cactus Cuties bundle. It's a cactus stamp set with some coordinating themed greetings as well as cacti, and then a cactus builder punch that punches out a few of the elements within the cactus. And so I'm also pairing with it the Special Moments stamp set. This is a limited edition stamp set available during Celebration, which is happening in January and February of 2022. This happens to be a level 2 stamp set. So when you've earned or spent $100, you can choose this as one of your options. Celebration allows for every $50 before shipping and tax that you can choose a level 1 option, and then of course for every $100 you can choose a level 2, and this happens to be a level 2. It's a all occasion stamp set, so there are a lot of greetings, and we're going to use this happy birthday. So let me talk through all of the different products that you are going to need in order to make this, and then I'll show you some little tips and tricks that I've done to make it. So you're going to want a half a sheet of our soft succulent cardstock. It's cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I'll have all of these measurements on my blog, justalittleink.com. You can use the host code. It's listed here anytime, and go to my website, which is justalittleink.stampinup.net. I'll have all of that information in the description of this video. So again, you'll need this half sheet of soft succulent cardstock. You're going to need a few pieces of basic white or some neutral. I'm using basic white. Used to be Whisper White. We had to make a change. Basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4. You're also going to want, come here, from your basic white, you're also going to need a piece that is 2 3/4 inch square. That is for this front image. And then you need some scraps. You can either use a 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch piece, and I'll show how we do that, or you can just have some variety of scraps that you have sitting around. And that's actually a great way to get all of these little elements. Finally, you are going to want a piece of oh goodness, I forgot to even find out which one this is. It's one of our basic ones out of our annual catalog, one of our designer series papers. Let me pull it up quick and tell you which one it is. Okay, so it's on page 122. It's our In Good Taste, and there are all kinds of different textiles, and this one happens to be some of the wood. So this is cut 3/4 inch by 2 1/2. That's for our greeting. And then I've taken a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock, 1 3/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and I have run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine using the brick and mortar embossing folder, which gives a beautiful textured brick background. And so with that, I want to go ahead and begin. So we're going to set some of this out of the way because I want to show you kind of how to do the stamping first. So grab all of my images. I need this one and this one. Okay, so I'm going to grab this image in my soft succulent ink. I kind of stuck that one over here. We'll use it in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the larger of the cacti, and I'm going to kind of gauge here. And what I'm going to tell you as I've done is I've stamped, or excuse me, I've punched out one of them. Put it down here in front, you can see it better, just using a scrap piece. So I kind of know where the placement is, and it punches out just a little bit smaller than the stamp size. So you have a little bit of room to wiggle with. So I'm going to put that there. Did I get him inked? No. You know what I did? You could use that too. Clean it off. I had him upside down. That's the back side. So stamp, turn it over. Every paper has two sides. So I want it to have the texture of the cacti. So there we go. So I've got my cactus in there. Okay, and then I want the smaller cactus. It's going to come up, and it's off to a little bit of an angle. We'll see how close I get on all of these. And then I know I'm going to end up needing one more because I'm going to use two of those on this card. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp one there. Then I know I need one of the little flowers. And so I'm going to use polished pink. So I'm going to ink up my flower in polished pink, and I know that it comes kind of down and out a little ways. We'll see how close again I did. And then I'm going to stamp this one on the other end of my scrap. You'll kind of understand why here when we play around with it. And then I'm using cinnamon cider, and that's going to be my vase that this is sitting into. And so the direction of is kind of in this direction. So see how well we can line it up. So ink it here. We're going to see how well we do. So I'm going to open up. All of our punches have a lock on them. You can pull it down and it locks it shut. Push and push up and it opens up. So I'm going to use it upside down. I use almost all of my punches upside down. So you can kind of see that I did close, but not quite. I'm going to be fine with these two and with my flower, but I may be off. In fact, I'm going to be off on this upper one, but you kind of get the idea. Okay. So it's close. Got my cacti, I've got a flower here. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to come in and slide in. This is how if you did it with scraps. And I found that I liked it better with scraps because I had a lot more control. So I'm going to punch out one of those, and I actually have some that are ready to go. So I have one I've already done ahead of time. I have another, it's a little lighter, and I like actually how this one's a little closer than this one, so we're going to set it aside. So, and then because I put one here, we could have a darker one. So let me pull it in. There we go. There. So it kind of gives you an idea of how if you lined them up using scraps, you have a little better control than you do otherwise. So the other parts we want to deal with are, we want to stamp on our scrap piece of designer series paper. And so I'm using tuxedo black ink. Open it up. And to me, I think you could really use this Hope Your Day is on point for more than just a birthday card, but for me that said birthday. You could have someone who's maybe having a challenging week and you're wanting to encourage them that it's all going to be great. So these are great photopolymer stamps. Get that out of the way. And so assembling then goes really, really fast. So I'm going to pull all of this together. I've already scored my soft succulent cardstock. Grab my bone folder. Then I'm going to attach using some of our Stampin' Seal. Line it up, and I went not really ½ inch. I think I came up about 1 inch from the bottom. Get both ends lined up. Secure that. And then I can take my square, and I found it was easiest to start from the bottom up. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue. Just going to lay it here. And I want almost centered. Come toward the bottom and attach my vase. Then I want to attach this larger cacti piece. I'm going to align it up into my pot. And you could build as big a cacti as you wanted with as many appendages. I came in and did this one off to the side. I glued my flower here on the end. And then I took this one and I wanted a little more dimension to it. And so, if I can find them, maybe not. I used mini dimensionals. You don't have mini dimensionals, you can use pieces. So just come in here, snip off along the edge of your Stampin' Dimensionals. I'll set that out of the way. And you're going to put it, and I came and kind of decided I wanted it to kind of come in and off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the dimensional on the flower. I don't need a very big piece. So I just cut a little piece, a little snippet. There we go. Pull off the backer piece, which often is the more challenging part of this. Line it up so it is also elevated up. That gives me the front of my card. I don't need my glue anymore. So then I'm going to just use the Stampin' Seal again. And I want to put this on the left edge. I'm going to come up just a little ways, like so. Kind of line it up. And then I want some dimensionals on the back of my greeting. So put just a couple of them. It's a fairly simple card. I'm going to line up my greeting here in the center. And then, so the front is done. What I want to do for on the inside to give a little bit of interest, I'm first going to stamp my words. So I've told you I'm making this a birthday card. So I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Special Moments stamp set. And I'm going to come in, toward the top third, like so. And then I want a little more interest. This would be fine. If you wanted to stop there, you certainly could. But I want to pull out one more time. My cinnamon cider, and I'm going to use the other vase image that came in here. And I want just a blotter piece. These are the small grid papers that you can get to go with our Stamparatus, and I find they're real handy to keep on your desk. So I'm just going to I'm going to stamp off once just so it's not as dark. And then I'm going to put on here one of the other cacti images. And I'm again pulling out my soft succulent. And on this one, actually, I don't need my blotter. So I'm using this one here. You can kind of see it a little better now. So I'm ink it up full strength. I'm going to stamp it once, lining it up with photopolymer. You have a lot of visibility, which makes it nice. And then I'm going to twist just a little bit, not inking it again, so that I have a peek through of the same color, but in a lighter shade, and so that it looks as though that's a little fuller of a cacti in this pot. So that is my card, and I'm just going to put it on the inside. And that is it. So I was running a special, and I am extending up as we fall things off, and I'm extending that special to anyone through the month of January 2022. Every order of $50 or more that is placed through my website, justalittleink.stampinup.net, and uses this host code, very important, I will put your name in a drawing for a $50 gift certificate to use through me. $50 in product that's current. I'll draw that name after the 31st of January. And I also send thank you notes for every order that's placed, no matter what size it happens to be. So I'm doing that in honor of my 20th year with Stampin' Up. Thanks again for joining me. If you've not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd so appreciate you doing so. And please consider liking and sharing this video if you've enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.